Hello there and welcome to the Games Radar Plus video review of Street Fighter V. My name is Justin Towle, reviews editor. I'm joined by our features editor and all-round Street Fighter aficionado, David Psycho Crusher Horton. Hello, David.
Hello.
Hey. Okay, so Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
How does it play? What do you actually? How does it feel when you're playing it?
Right. It looks superficially similar to Street Fighter you've seen in the past. It feels rather different though. From the off, it's a little bit weightier, but a little bit faster. A little bit more immediate feeling. Combo timings are definitely a lot friendlier now. You can just even if you don't know a lot about fighting games at all, you can probably pick up a controller and just start throwing out cool stuff straight away. It very much feels like a game that rather than wanting you to kind of, oh, here's all the gates behind which my most fun things are hidden, learn these things and move on, it kind of wants, it knows it's fun and it wants to give you all that straight away. I think anyone can pick it up and start having a good time with it, like immediately, even if they don't know what they're doing. But at the same time, it's easier to pass what's going on now. It's easy to understand, to throw out good, like cool looking shit by accident, but then immediately understand why and how you did it, and then start working on developing that deliberately next time around. It feels like it's just a much easier game to learn now, and the new systems in it reflect that as well. Like,
so what's actually changed?
Well, the old focus attack from Street Fighter 4, which used to give you a eventually unbreakable attack if you charged it, which you could absorb damage with the two middle attack buttons. That's gone now. That used to also be the thing that would underpin the high level combo play, and it kind of became a bottleneck after a while because it did become quite technical to pull off. Instead of that, you've now got a V skill. Every character has a completely unique special move or ability, just that you get just by tapping the two buttons, which makes it a brilliantly asymmetrical game. Like Ryu has a parry that no one else has got, which is a whole system from Street Fighter 3 that only one guy has.
Awesome.
Zangief can absorb damage, Chun-Li can jump at weird angles, M-Bison can catch fireballs and throw them back. Like the basic game is immediately playable, but when you do want to scale it up to something more complex and flashy and fun, your next step up to kind of high level play is literally one button tap. And similarly, you've also got the V trigger. You hit the two hard attack buttons together, your character will go into a time state where they'll get different properties, like they might hit harder, do multiple strikes than normal hits, gain whole new special moves. And again, it's a tap away, and it's immediately clear what's going on, it's immediately empowering, and it's immediately fun.
That does sound fun.
All of these systems are just literally just a click and an activate. So they're all simple to grab hold of, but get incredibly creative and powerful when you start plugging them all together. It's a game that basically it knows how much fun it's got, so it wants to gift wrap it and hand it to you without complication, and then just give you the tools to start playing really quickly.
Okay, so we're hearing lots of familiar names there. What's changed in the roster? Is it all the old names?
It's a mix. It's the 16 at launch. There are 4 brand new guys in there. The rest are made up from Street Fighter 2 and 3 mostly. Right. But all kind of heavily reworked. I mean, they do have similar sort of feels and flows to the way they used to. Like, you'll recognise the way carrying works, you'll sort of recognise the way Zangief works. But because of the way that all the V skills give them a radically different way of play, each character almost feels like they've been pulled from a different game in a really cool kind of way. Okay,
so do they have their own story modes? What's the deal with the single player?
Well, the thing is, the single player mode, alas, the core game is wonderful, it's perfectly balanced, it's got an immense amount of depth. You know, new player or old hand, you will find there is an unfathomable amount of fun to be had with this game long term in VS multiplayer on the couch.
On the couch,
which traditionally is how fighting games are generally should be played. Yeah. But yeah, if you're the single player, especially in hindsight of what stuff like Mortal Kombat's been doing recently with huge single player story modes and like all kinds of crazy online persistent modes, it's pretty backwards. Street Fighter 5 at the moment.
So is it changing? Is it coming?
Well, there is a story mode at the moment, technically, but it feels really half-assed and rushed out. There's like one for every character. It's pretty much 2 to 4 really easy fights, with the AI dialed down really low, with a few quite cheap-looking kind of motion comics around them, which don't really tell you much story. It's just like backdrop for the story they haven't told yet. There is a big cutscene driven story mode coming. It's not going to land until June though. Aside from that single player, it's pretty tough. There's not even an arcade mode this time around, which feels ridiculous.
Yeah, sure.
There is a training mode. We can just set up bots to fight you, which is alright but a bit duff. There is, similarly on the main menu, there's a challenge mode, which we don't know what that is yet, because similarly it's not there yet. That's dropping in March, apparently. It's going to be, I suspect it'll be like Street Fighter 4's combo challenge mode, which was great for single-player training. It would you pick a character and it would take you through all the combos in order of complexity, and sort of it give you a really nice feel for the flow and the way you play them, and you can sort of guided learning towards the combo timings and high level play.
Yeah.
At the moment, without that though, it's a weird one because the core game is wonderful, and it's the most accessible Street Fighter's ever been. It generally, I mean, I hate using the word accessible because we do overuse it,
Yeah.
but it's generally the friendliest and most welcoming and easy to learn fighting game around. But it doesn't do anything to let a new player know that it's that, because the single player training stuff is so bare bones
Right.
that there's just very little to do till they get out online and get reamed, basically.
So presumably the way to learn the game is to play against other people.
Absolutely.
I mean, Street Fighter 4 had the ability to play people online and save the replays and watch them back in
Yeah,
slow
there's still
motion to
that.
see how
There's-
you're being beaten.
I mean, the Capcom Fighters Network is the new thing they've put in there online, where you can track rivals, you can see the stats, you can view replays, you can search for replays. There's quite a lot of
lovely.
functionality there. But ultimately, at the moment, you're going to learn this game best by just playing a lot of VS with a friend. Unfortunately, like I said, the offline stuff just doesn't give you much to do that with at all.
And does the online mode work?
Here's the other problem. I'm going off pre-release experience here. God knows what it's going to be like when it actually goes live. But so far it's been patchy at best. I'd say 50-50 good and really shonky.
Matches?
In terms of match flow, yeah.
Right.
In terms of lag on match flow, yeah.
So one in every 2 matches has been...
On average has been pretty shakily, to the point where you can't feasibly play it very well. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds familiar for anyone who played Street Fighter 4.
Well, any online fighting game, to be honest.
Well,
And the ironic thing is that obviously fighting games require the best netcode in the world.
Okay.
Most of them have pretty shaky netcode.
Sure.
But it's another thing that just pushes you back to the fact that Street Fighter 5 is brilliant, but only really when you're playing on a couch.
Okay, so overall, a yes or no, is 5 better than 4?
It's tricky. I think the overall content selection at the moment isn't, but will hopefully become that. But I think the overall game probably is.
Okay.
And it's early days, and obviously this thing is going to be open-ended, but at the moment, it feels at least as good as.
Okay, so what score are you giving it?
Assuming that you're going to be playing this the way that fighting games should be played, with a friend in the same room, it's a 4.5.
Great stuff. Well, you can read Dave's full written review on GamesRadar.com, and if you're convinced that you want to buy the game, then you can get it on PS4 or PC. On PC, it's $59.99 or £44.99 on Steam, and it's around $60 or £40 on PS4 if you buy it on Amazon. If you like this video, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and keep it tuned to Games Radar for more reviews, news, previews, tips, and features. Thanks for watching.